This diagram that ChatGPT made me the other day literally changed my life. It really just helped me see what's happening here. So my mind kept going back and forth as I'm learning about manifestation because I love to study these things, of course, obviously. When we are having our beliefs or thoughts or whatever's happening internally, we're projecting it out. But then the mirror reality is a mirror, so it reflects it back, right? So if you have a belief like, I am not worthy, then people, places, and things will reflect back to you that belief. So this diagram shows you. So with focused repetition, focusing on a visual, focusing on a thought, the shorter the better, because that will more easily impress into the subconscious. Or if you use a technique and really use your emotion to impress the subconscious. So however you choose to do your technique up here at that first one, you are then creating a belief. It talks about the time lag, but just ignore the time lag because you just need to persist through the time lag and just focus on the end state. The time lag doesn't really matter. The more you focus on the time lag, the more you're going to create a time lag, right? Then as you impress the belief, it becomes a belief, and since you're projecting the belief out, that's how the reality works, that belief is going to be mirrored back to you, like whether it's through a person or a thing or a circumstance, whatever. So then you get that thing mirrored back to you, and then since you see it in your reality, you believe it more, and then that creates this second feedback loop. It's literally a feedback loop. So it's just you are changing your consciousness, deciding what you want, choosing the technique, making that a belief, seeing the proof of it, and then since there's proof, then you get stuck in this, well, if you're trying to manifest something positive, you get stuck in the positive feedback loop where you're just in there, right? But say, and when I talked about self-sabotage before, and I've done this a lot, it's like you manifest something and it's there, but then for whatever reason, your old programming comes in, right? Like you just have one thought, maybe one thing. That's why you need to be diligent with your mind and diligent with your thoughts and what you're focusing on. One thing might pop up from a past story or from a past belief, and then that impresses, and then that creates a negative cycle, and then you get caught in the old story, the old man. So when you create the new story and when you start to create that new positive feedback loop, when you get your manifestation and you start to experience it, right? You still need to be diligent with your thoughts. So you still need to be, if you feel like you're getting caught in an old story, you still need to be focused on what you're thinking. You still need to be very mindful, because with maintenance, that's how you maintain something. And so think about it like a mental diet. You're doing the mental diet, or you're doing a diet, right? And then you start to see results. So then you're in this new result, but then if you go back to the old diet, then you're gonna regain weight. So it's literally like that. It's literally like a diet, but it's all mental. So it's about being diligent and disciplined with your thoughts and not stressing too much, but using techniques like nervous system regulation or like meditation, or like just taking a step back and focusing on self to reset yourself into that new belief system, right? And trusting, just knowing scientifically that this is how reality works. So there's no choice but for it to work out in your favor if you do stay disciplined with your thoughts.